we wanted to take a minute to talk about what it looks like if you rent versus being a buyer. So let's take a look at this chart, and I'll let you talk about it.
Yeah. So, so in the past, when mortgage rates were at 3%, this on a monthly basis perspective, right, looked more attractive. So your monthly, what you're paying in rent versus what you're paying in a mortgage was pretty darn close. And now because rates are in the, this is, I think we're averaging here, estimating here a 6% interest rate. The payment's higher, but again, we'll kind of just talk through this. So this is a $350,000 home purchase in the Collin County area versus obviously renting also in the Collin County area, right? So this is just picking average of rent costs here in the Collin County area. So if you're purchasing a home at $350,000, putting minimal amount down, your total payment, including property taxes, home insurance, mortgage insurance, all of that, all that stuff is in the probably $2,700 to $2,800 range. Now this includes about $145 of maintenance and repair, right? So just in the event that you have to have something done, but most likely your actual mortgage payment itself is somewhere in the $2,600 to $2,700 range at this $350,000 price point. Yeah. So given that same, that same home size, you're renting, right? So that next box is your first year in rent, which is right around, $2,000 plus your insurance cost, which is, roughly $30. So there's about a $500 difference in just the mortgage payment compared to a rent payment for that first year. But again, as we know, with home values continuing to go up, obviously rent costs going up, where it starts to significantly pick up steam, and the difference is, that first, we're talking about maybe a 9 or 10 year period where that your mortgage payment is staying, pretty close to the same, right? It may go up a little bit because of property taxes or whatnot, but the standard annual rent increase is just shy of 4%. This past year we saw a 15% increase in rent, right? So this is just giving average numbers. The cash flow, talking about cash flow difference is if you're renting, that's a negative $54,000 in just the difference in cash flow, right? And that comes from the appreciation gain that you're gaining with a home and appreciation versus the amortization gain. So that's where these numbers are coming from. So we touched on it a couple of weeks ago, just this idea of building wealth, right? And how you're able to do that. And this is really step number one, right? Now, again, if we're going through numbers and you're like, hey, 350 is out of my price range. Well, hey, let's look at what does 225 look like? What does 250 look like? You may have to purchase a little bit further out. But at the end of the day, you're still building wealth, right? You're building equity. Home values, like we've seen, are not, if priced appropriately, are not going down, right? Yes. I think a lot of the numbers that we're going to transition to here talk about downward numbers, but it's again, when you really put pen to paper, just the overall net gain in purchasing a home in overall wealth, right, is huge. So